On YouTube, it's Rick, and today we're back again with another vehicle, a 2013 Kia Optima. Now today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing out the back shocks on both sides. I've already done the right side. This is the video to show you exactly how to do this job. You guys can see down low in the product section below. This is the shock you're going to get. In the product section down below this video, right over here in this section here, you can grab that shock in every tool that's in this video, including this beautiful jack, blah blah blah. And if you guys do that, guess what? I get $1.50 every time you purchase something related to this video. But you gotta click down in the bottom of the section below, so I get that. So I keep giving you videos like this. You know, it takes a long time to produce these videos. Anyways, let's get right into it. Jack, you're gonna need two of them, okay? One to hold up the car and one to hold up the axle. So it's not a big deal. Don't get all flustered. This one's already been done. So I'm gonna show you the tools you're gonna need right now. All right, so this is simple. All you're gonna need is these tools right here. Tire iron that comes with your Kia or Hyundai, whatever you guys got. This will work for a lot of different vehicles, and I'll post down in the comment section below what vehicles this will work for. You need a 17 socket, deep socket, 17. You need a 9/16, and you also need a 3/4. So those are the three that you're gonna need, and you're gonna need a 3/4 open-ended box wrench, okay? And then first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna jack up the car right here, and we're going to get it. Look at that, there's my 3/4 open-ended box wrench. This is what you guys are gonna need also. So there's all the tools right there to complete this. Simple. This is a very, very simple job. So let's go underneath here and let's jack this baby up. All right, first thing we're gonna do is get our tire iron, and we're gonna go ahead and loosen these up, because remember, this car is a front wheel drive. So if you jack this car up first, your wheel's gonna spin, or your tire's gonna spin, whatever. So let's get all these done. Just crack them. You don't have to take them all off, just crack them. I'm gonna put the camera, guys. I'm gonna put the camera down, guys, so that this can be done, and then I'll get back to you when I start jacking up the car. All right, so I got the car jacked up. I wanted to just talk to you guys real quick, about 30 seconds, of why I needed to change these shocks. So as the car is driving, I'm feeling like a bouncing. I'm also feeling like a vibration in the back. So every single time I ever feel anything like that, I always check tires first. And what I was doing was, now these tires still have about 50% tread life, and they're not bad. They're full ways. I mean, they're cheap, but they're not bad. So what I do is I run my hands over the top of the tire like this, and I feel this like waviness, okay? Now, two things that could be reasons. Number one, you could fill the tire too much. Now I know what I'm doing when I'm filling tires. I have a gauge, so it wasn't that. I knew it wasn't that. So took it to my mechanic, and he says, hey, check your shocks. So what I did was, I did the shock test where you get on the back here, press down on it, and it was really bouncy in the back. So that's it for the explanation as to why I'm gonna go ahead and change out these shocks. Now I've already changed out the right one, and I can feel that thing is strong, stiff, and I'm not gonna have any issues. Now I'm still gonna have to change out these tires in order to finish the job so that the car doesn't bounce, because even though now that I have changed out the shocks, I got bad tires now. They're all out of round, and they have bumps and ridges in them. So what I'm gonna have to do is change out the tires, and that should complete everything. So first, take this tire off. Don't lose your lug nuts. You don't have to sit here and watch me do this, guys. But again, please subscribe if you haven't already. It takes me some time to do these videos, edit them, and things like that. And I do this right outside of my house, so right, this is number 4, and the last one, number 5. All right, now the first thing you're gonna do after you take this tire off is grab your 3/4 open-ended socket wrench and your 3/4 with an extension, okay? Come in here like this, place this right here on this nut down here. This is 3/4, okay? And now you're gonna take this one right here. Now, you also may need a cheater bar. If your car's been up north like this one has, even though I'm down here in Florida, this car came from Ohio, so there's a little bit of rust. Not too much, but a little bit. Cheater bars are really cool because they allow you to have more force and leverage. And I always use the top of my floor jack there. So take your floor jack handle, put it on your socket wrench like that, and then pretty much what you guys are going to do is put one hand on your open-ended box wrench here and the other end on this, and you're going to loosen it. I have to turn the camera off, or I'll set it over here so you guys can watch this. Go. All right, guys, so it is loose. Excuse the camera work. It is loose. You can see down there. One thing you guys are going to need for this, the next step after we get this shock out, you're going to need a table vise. So we're going to take this out and then start working on those 2 nuts up there. All right, next thing we're going to do, grab our additional jack here. Don't break our hand. You're going to place this right underneath here like this. And you can place it right underneath the rotor. There's a ball and socket right there. You can go ahead and use that. Tighten this baby up. What you're trying to do is release the tension from that bolt that's on the bottom there. See how the shock is going up now? All right, and you don't need a whole lot, you just need a little bit. And now this thing's gonna be easy to come out now. That bolt's coming right out. You can even just take it out with your finger, see that? All right, so now that bolt's out. Put that bolt over there to the side. Now we're gonna work on these 2 bolts right there. All right, guys, 9/16 right up in here. Oh, might need my, yeah, I'm gonna need my bar. So I'm gonna do this now with my bar. Again, guys, I need 2 hands. All right. Taking this off now. Now this is 9/16. And after you get this out, I always take my bolts and put them in an area where I can find them. All right. Basically, and if you guys could see that, this thing has lost pretty much all of its shock. It's just moving way too fast. Still has spring in it, but it's just, listen, this car is from 2013. This shock is 12 years old. It served its purpose. It's ready to go. So now we're off to the vise. and we will take off this top nut. Now you're still going to use this top plate, this protector for the dust, and this the shock itself. Now again, you guys can get this shock down here in the product section below where you hover over your mouse right here in the corner. This is the shock here. I think both these shocks were like 65 or 80 bucks total. Alright guys, so this is the vise part. We're gonna go ahead, the first thing you're gonna do, put your vise, sorry, the vise is right there, but you need to get this sleeve off. Sometimes you can pull them down, but other times you need to go ahead and take like a pick. That's what I do. I take a pick inside here, put it in, up in here. You can see the hole I made, and then I pull it down, and that's how you can get this sleeve down. So go ahead and put this in the vise like this. All right, and you don't have to worry about the any teeth marks or anything like that in the ram. Number one, you're not even using this one. Now you will be using the old one, but you're not going to make any marks if you just tighten it just snug. Now this is a number 17. Put that on top. If you want, you can go ahead and put some WD-40 on. It's not necessary, but you can. And that thing will just come right out. When you get this out, you're going to go ahead and put the new one in the vise and then put all the components on the new one. Zoom out a little bit for you guys. Alright, there's that. Now, don't do this to the new one, don't, without loosening it. But we're going to take the sleeve off. Okay, sleeves off, and that little bumper is inside of there. So there's a yellow bumper, it's right here, and it's inside of there, so you could just keep it where it is. If yours is out, all you have to do is slip it back in, and it'll automatically go up in there as soon as you put it on the new one. Let's grab the new ram, the new shock. Here's the new shock. Put your stuff on it first. Take off this nut. Take your sleeve. Put it on there. So it looks like that. All right. You're gonna go ahead and take your mount. All right. Put it in your vise. Just snug it up. Tighten it back down. It doesn't matter where this is, because you'll be able to spin it when it's tight from the bottom. See all this? It all spins. And the top isn't moving. All right, that's tight now. And we'll go ahead and bring this back home, get it installed. Got our shock here. And what you gotta do is, I'm gonna have to use two hands because there's a little bit of resistance. You gotta put this in the hole up top there, and then you gotta push with your hands on the bottom to get it in. So I'll place the camera over here again so you guys can see. All right, so I'm gonna take it, put it up here, push. Actually, I'm gonna do this side over here. We're gonna lower our jack first. That's the first thing we gotta do. Lower our lower jack, because remember, we jacked up the bottom. So we gotta lower that. Okay. Now we have more room. We can place this on the bottom. You're gonna have to compress this a little bit with your arms. Okay. Ah! All right. Now you gotta compress it again to get it up into the spot it needs to go to. All right, it's in the fork, and it's in the hole up top where we need to go to. So it's just a little bit of manipulating. There's the top, and here's the bottom. Now we're gonna put the screw in right here, sorry, the bolt. And you have to jack up your jack again, because you just lowered it. Jack's seen better days. See where we're at. Get those holes lined up. Alright, pretty much lined up. Let's go get some bolts in. Alright guys, I put my 2 bolts in the top there to hold that thing steady. And then what I did was I put one hand here, I lifted up on this shaft, lifted up, that's what she said. And then I put the bolt down here through. So this bolt right here, I pushed it through and then I knocked it a few times with my tire iron. It went right in. So we're going to put our nut on the other side of it. All right, we're going to tighten everything up. Again, grab your box wrench, open-ended 3/4. Place it right here, and then grab your sockets, start tightening those up and this down here, and then we'll be done. All right guys, so we're done with the job. Both shocks are completed. Tightened up all the bolts in the bottom there. Guys, please leave a comment in this video if it helped you out. If you want, send me a super like or super chat down here in the bottom, the little 3 dots. And make sure you like, subscribe to my channel. This is Google reviewed and found on ChatGPT. Thanks guys. How to fix a shock in your back rear of your vehicle.